Hello, welcome to Science City of Education. My name is Sam, and I welcome you all. Today, this is a very short video that I'm making, right? And it is especially for those who are unable to express themselves in English speaking. I have been teaching IELTS for over 6 years now, and I am also conducting some spoken classes online, on my Zoom meetings, and I have been doing for the last 2 years now, it's almost. And no doubt I have helped many people achieving their fluency. Now, sometimes I do wonder, like people often complain that, I'm unable to speak good English, like I'm unable to communicate, right? And they raise up questions that I can read English, I can understand it, I can listen it, but when it comes to speaking, I find it really difficult, right? So I always ask them to find out why you're afraid. You're not really afraid of making mistakes, right? You first to have analyzed this thing. Like, are you really, right? Or what if you do, make mistakes? What would happen, right? You just have these questions in your mind before it comes to speaking English with someone, right? Or are you afraid of someone laughing at your mistakes, pointing out your errors or anything like that? Or are you really afraid, let's say, of not speaking English perfectly and that fluently, right? You have to ask yourself, first of all, these questions. Secondly, what I have been telling to many people that, when we go out in the public and when it comes to speaking English with someone, the moment we see someone, who is excellent than us, not even excellent, I would say, we find that person, on another level, right? And we start to feel that, oh my God, when I'm going to be able to speak like him or her, right? Now, when we are sitting with our friends, so what happens? Like we forget each and everything because we get too busy to speak with them. We forget that whether we are committing some errors or not. Right. Now, there are two different aspects. Rather, I would say, there are more, but two aspects I'll make you understand today. Firstly, that when you are speaking with someone who is not that educated or who's not that confident, you also feel comfortable because you know that, okay, apna hi banda hai, right? And you start to speak English with them without knowing that he or she is going to point out any errors. The other person is also enjoying communicating with you because you both understand that we are on the same level, right? Now, next day you step into corporate world where you're working, right? And then your boss comes in front of you and say, hey, listen, I would like you to finish this work before 5 o'clock this afternoon. Like, would you be able to do that? And you'll be like, oh my God, he speaks so good English, right? And then you reply, yes, sir. You want to say something different, but you can't, right? Now, let's imagine same scenario is with your vernacular, right? Your native language. So if you are making someone understand your own language, what would you do, right? Ask yourself this question. What would you do? You would definitely start conversating with them, right? People say that I have lack of vocabulary. People say that I have grammatical mistakes. A lot of things come up, right? It's not the thing. I always emphasize my students, let's understand first. If you're able to read English, you're able to understand the words, then what's stopping you? Right? Nothing. Okay. It's just your confidence. So confidence, how can we build up? Simple strategies. First of all, like whenever any question is asked to you, try never repeat the question completely. That's the same thing you do in your native language. Now, since I speak Hindi and Punjabi quite fluently. So I will be giving you one example. I'm sorry, like if you're not Hindi native. Now, for example, मैं हिंदी में किसी को सवाल पूछता हूँ कि आपको घूमना फिरना अच्छा लगता है, तो आप उसको जवाब में ये नहीं बोलोगे कि हाँ जी मुझे घूमना फिरना बहुत अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि उससे मुझे बहुत ज्यादा रिफ्रेशमेंट फील होती है, मैं अपने काम से इतना ज्यादा थका होता हूँ कि घूमने फिरने से मेरी थकान हट जाती है। आप ऐसा तो नहीं जवाब दोगे ना उसको। आप बैठे हो किसी के साथ, अगर पूछा जाए फिर से कि आपको घूमना फिरना अच्छा लगता है, हाँ बिल्कुल, अरे यार थकान हट जाती है इससे, दिन भर काम करना पड़ता है, थोड़ा सा घूम फिर लेते हैं, अच्छी फ्रेश एयर ले लेते हैं, मजा आ जाता है। You're smiling, right? You're enjoying the conversation. So why not in English? English is also a goddamn language only, right? It's us that we are making as a status symbol, but it's not. right? Even you speak to native English people, I'm telling you on over here, right? They would never discourage you to speak in English. They would always encourage you, right? They always like whenever you either talk them over the phone or you go in the country, they would always encourage you, right? So why we are having this fear? Similar in English. So, do you like traveling to tourist destinations? Oh, yes, absolutely. Whenever I get too much pressurized because of my work, I just go and wander around. It gives me immense pleasure. Simple. Rather than, do you like traveling to tourist destination? Yes, I like to travel tourist destinations because whenever I get bored, I just go and travel around in order to unwind myself. Uh. Right. So try not to repeat your question first of all. Secondly, we have few sentences in English. First one is simple sentence. Second one is compound sentence. Third is complex sentence. Fourth is complex compound sentence. Now, these sounds a big hurdle, but believe me, it's not. Right? What is a simple? What is a complex sentence? Complex sentence is something you give out a reason to whatever you're speaking. Always have like I always tell my students, even I teach IELTS. Okay, you can see all my videos on my channel, and I also have taught students on one-to-one like English conversation, where I have some teachers of my own as well. We give out some classes where 30 minutes, 1 hour, students speak with us individually. Now, we provide that kind of environment, where you are encouraged to speak more English with us, right? Irrespective of that, we are judging them. We record them and send their recordings, to listen to your own mistakes. And well, we are correcting them. Why did we correct you, right? This is what you need to understand. Learn from your mistakes. You will always be better. Similarly, when it comes to driving something, you can't just hump on a car or a scooter and just ride up the 100. You can't do that. You always go by 5, 10, 20. This is how you get confidence. Similarly, in English also, right? So whenever any question comes up to you, like in complex sentence, I said, always try to give some reasoning. Like, okay, what do you like to do in your free time? Question is, what do you like to do in your free time? What means they're asking you either you can speak one thing or more than one. Simple. What do you like to do in your free time? Well, there are a couple of things. Firstly, make a sequence now. Sequence connecting devices you have. Firstly, secondly, besides, apart from that, moreover, don't speak moreover. I never recommend because it's not being used. It's only good for writing. So firstly, secondly, apart from that, besides, also, as well as, these are some speaking connecting devices. So you can say, well, there are a couple of things, firstly, I love to water the garden, the plants which I have a small kitchen garden. So I like to spend my time there. Apart from that, I prefer listening to some romantic songs as well, since I'm an avid listener to Arijit Singh, who is a very popular singer in India. So I love listening to his romantic songs. If I do get some more time, I don't mind doing some exercises because that is something that allows me to stay hale and hearty. And last, I would say, sometimes I read books too, just to enhance my vocabulary skills. Now, as you can see, why I was able to speak, I maintained my fluency. It's not because that I have been speaking and teaching English for so long. It's because that I am allowing myself to buy some time to think of the content that I have to speak next. So I'm taking short pauses. If I don't, I will end up speaking and I'll be compelled to give out some hesitation. Like, in my spare time, I love to do water to the plants. I have a kitchen garden, and I love to do exercise in order to stay fit. And I like to read some books to enhance my vocabulary. And now, as you can see, that and to the listener, it's putting a bad impact. He will get bored. That what? Right. So try these kind of strategies. Okay, simple. You need to find, first of all, a good person, a friend of yours who can help you out to speak more. You need to express yourself, right? The more you do, the better you become. That's the first thing. Secondly, find yourself a good mentor who can correct your mistakes, right? So you find them, where do you commit mistakes, so that you can repeat those things, by not having those mistakes coming again. That way you'll be having sitting on your tongue. It would be easy for you then. Right. There are some other things, like the most important thing I think is to find a patient or some kind of sympathetic person, right? Find a teacher to help you along. Yes, have a good supportive group around you, I must say. Like if you have that kind of cohorts who help you to communicate more by doing some kind of group activities, like I don't advertise myself, but I do on my platform, right? Once a week I do conduct some kind of group activities where all the children are encouraged to speak something, right? So it's just that when you are having an argument, you are putting up in front of others your point, and how to convince them, it becomes challenge. And then when you start to feel that I'm losing, you would do everything to convince them, so which means you emphasizing yourself to speak more, right? Take English as a very enjoyment kind of activity. Trust me, if you take it, you'll find it very easy. I hope I have motivated you a lot. You have a very lovely day. Thank you so much.